Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
That was a long one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to After the Huddle. As always, it's your boy Jacob. Jared over here.
We're on time today, damn it.
Yeah, we're on time today. Actually, directly on time. And the time we put out here is the time. That's why we got nobody in the chat right now. Everyone's going to be late. You know? So, everybody, normally we're about 5 minutes late or something like that, but we were directly on time today. That's a Christmas miracle, I guess you could say.
Yep. Yeah, we're in the mood of giving.
In the mood of giving. But all right, well, we got a good show for us today. We're gonna pick the games for the week, week 16. We're gonna go over a little bit of the Rams Saints game from last night. And then at the end of the show, me and Jared are going to offer our playoff predictions for the rest of the season. What we think the playoff tree is going to be like, how the playoff tree is going to go, and who is going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? So we'll go over that a little bit later. But tonight we're going to start off with fantasy. Okay? Playoffs, either you're a week into it, or you're just starting this week. You know, in our Dynasty League, we just started. I'm already on the championship game in another league, second round in another league. Playoffs don't start for another league until next week because they didn't change it to 16, 17. They still kept it at 17, 18.
Oh, word.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean, semis in one league, and then I'm one round from the playoff. Well, one round from the championship. I'm facing Little Bear in that one. By the way,
yeah.
Little Bear said he's your dad too. By the way,
I mean, he got extremely lucky. You know what I'm saying?
He's got Puka.
What's
right
up,
now.
Fun? What's up, Fun Football Podcast? Appreciate you joining up, man.
Yeah, he's got Puka. He had Puka playing last night. He dropped 33 on me.
Oh, he had Puka playing against you?
Yeah, he had Puka playing against me. But I got the better matchups, to be real with you. I got Josh Allen. I got ETN, Swift, Mike Evans, DK. I don't remember who else, but I got a nice little squad.
Yeah, decent little squad.
Yeah, I got the better matchups, so it's gonna be a good game between me and him.
Yeah, I'm shooting for that third place game. You know, I'm in the semifinals for the third place game.
You're actually playing for fifth, Donnie said, because Donnie said that the seedings got fucked up, so you're actually playing for fifth. Yeah, it's a whole thing. You gotta go read the chats.
Okay. But yeah, so right now, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I had Stafford in. Stafford got me like 24.
Yeah,
so,
Stafford got me 20.
Yeah, I had a good game from Stafford, but I didn't really have nobody else outside of that play. I went up against Puka Nacua in one league, but outside of our Dynasty League and when we went up against him, but in that league, we're playing in the 8th place game, so it's like
okay,
7th, 8th place game. So I have no problem with being 8th place. I told y'all from the get go, I've never been last in a league, and I've refused to ever be last in a league, regardless of what happens.
It's not fun.
So out of 10, I got 8th, 7th or 8th, so probably 8th because of the simple fact that my team is just not that good this year.
As of right now, I'm 7th, so I'm no longer in last place.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll have a different draft strategy next year dealing with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
In Logan's league, I had a bye the first week, so we're in the semifinals. I go up against Brian.
Yeah.
And then Logan's going up against somebody else. I was the second seed. The other guy was the first seed. We had two first and second round buys. First and second seed buys in the first round. And then in the NFL league, the NFL app one, I have Uh, we have this last week, and if I win, I'll be second seed. If not, I'll probably be third seed, I think. So it's not that huge of a difference. I'll be playing whoever is in third or second to begin with, so it is what it is. But I mean, I made the playoffs in 4 out of 5 leagues this year, so I can't complain.
3 out of 4.
Yeah, and I'm in the semifinals for the championship in 2 of them. So, I'll take that. I'll take that. And I might get 3, depends on. I mean, technically you could say the if you make the playoffs with 4 teams, it's technically a semifinal anyway. So I'll be in the semifinal for 3 out of 5 leagues this year. I'll take that.
I mean, since I've joined Donnie's league, I've made playoffs every year. I've been playing them for like 4 years, and then
I'll be better next year with that league. I had so many injuries. Burrow went down, Justin Jefferson went down, Darren Waller went down. There's so many injuries.
Yeah, and then me and Little Bear played last year in the semis, and he beat me last year to go to the championship.
So Christian Kirk Christian Kirk too. Christian Kirk went down. Everybody got hurt in that league, bro. You can't do anything with that, Yeah. Especially in a league where everybody's playing for real. So there's really nobody in free agency where you're like, oh, well, this guy can step in and do something.
That's how I feel in Dynasty right now, bro. It's so fucking hard to find somebody right now.
That's because the bench spots. There's so many players that and then they're talking about expanding and more.
Oh, so you read that too?
Yeah, I read the chat in that where they talked about expanding the more in our Dynasty league, expanding more bench spots, especially with the new rookies coming in.
Yeah,
but at some point you're gonna have to drop people. Like I don't know about making it 4 for extra spots. I think that's a little bit too much.
For IR.
Yeah, well, no, not for IR. They were gonna jump from I think 2 to 4 on IR, but I think they were talking about adding 2 to 4 in roster spots too.
Okay.
So I think 4 is a little bit too much. I don't quite agree with that. I think if you want to add 2, that's perfectly fine with me. But I think adding 4 is too much. That's the part of being a GM, is figuring out what players to keep and what players to let go. Okay, that's the whole idea of this GM's thing behind a dynasty league. So giving extra spots for people to just hold on to somebody, I don't like that. That's not. They don't do that in the NFL. We shouldn't do that here.
And I think in our dynasty league, I think us playing 3 tight ends this week, I think that's going to help us a lot.
That's if they ball. We need Kelsey and Laporta to both ball, bro. Real talk.
So Kelsey plays Vegas, Laporta plays Minnesota, and then Tanner Hudson, the Cincinnati tight end, plays Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they play Pittsburgh. That's the one I'm a little iffy on. But Jake Browning's been. If you look at his last 4 weeks where Jake Browning has played, his targets and production has gone up. And with no Jamar Chase, that's going to be another reason why his targets will go up.
That's why another reason why I put him, because Jamar's not playing.
Yeah.
And then they act like you said before about Chase being, because we're gonna have to play Chase Brown because Stevenson's hurt.
Did he not practice today at all?
No, he's out completely. I got the notification earlier. He's
at least it's good news. Tyreek Hill is supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
For what now they had him listed as questionable, but he was limited in practice the last 2 days, trending towards playing. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to play.
I think he does too. But we really need is all 3 of our tight ends just to snap.
Yeah, especially if for some odd reason Diggs doesn't, because he hasn't since the bye. He had one good game.
He's got the matchup.
In the last 5 matchups that he's had, he went 6-6, 19, 6, and 8. That's not good. Okay, so. Now, I am going against him in a semifinal of one other league that's a money league, but in the end of the day, I'm rooting to win this league. You feel me? In our dynasty, because it's the most money. So if Diggs goes off, then I'm happy Diggs goes off. You know what I'm saying? I have Tyreek Hill in both that dynasty and that other league. I actually have the number 1 and the number 2 scoring wide receiver in that league. I have both Tyreek Hill and I have CeeDee Lamb.
These fucking balloons.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how people do that. So
I don't know.
But like I said, I had both number 1 and number 2 scoring wide receivers. So, and then I got James Conner in that league because somebody dropped him after he went on IR, and I picked him up and I saved him specifically for this. And he's been balling out recently. They have a decent matchup against the Bears, so he could get some points.
I think that the Puka Nacua trade came back and bite me in the ass. I'll be real with you.
Hey, bruh, that motherfucker balled out 33 points in fantasy the last night. That is crazy.
Well, because like it was him for Mike Evans, and I was like, all right, well, he's like Cooper Kupp's coming back, so like Cooper's gonna get more targets, this, that, and the fourth. Mike Evans is still the number 1, and he's been balling. So I was like, let me get Mike.
Who's your sleeper player this week with a good matchup?
Let's see. Give me yours real quick. Let me think.
I'll be honest, and we, I think, have him on our dynasty team. I was thinking about talking to you about possibly playing him. Noah Brown with the Texans going up against the Browns. Because apparently Nico Collins is trending towards playing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna put Denzel Ward on him. He's gonna get covered up by the number 1 guy. So I think he's gonna look towards Noah Brown, no Tank Dell. He's the number 2 option there now. So
just I'm iffy on it because the defense for 1, and 2, Stroud's not playing.
Oh, Stroud is not playing.
Yeah, Stroud's not playing.
I thought he was playing.
From what I've read, let me just double check real quick. From what I read, I'm pretty sure Stroud is not playing.
Well, damn, that's a whole different ball game then.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Because I was browsing through the NFL app earlier, and I'm pretty sure I saw something about it. Hold on, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing about him not playing. I've heard that I heard that he didn't practice Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. He's going to be out.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, it says Texans rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud concussion ruled out for Sunday versus Browns.
That's tough. That's tough. In fact, I got to go in there and I just ticked. I left
that
Hill
hurts.
in at tight end, like Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good. Stroud is out. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Just Stroud being out is gonna hurt Houston big time, and it also hurts. Yeah. But I will say, if Nico Collins comes back and plays, that's a big help for whoever's there. And plus,
it's Case Keenum playing.
Case Keenum, yeah. He Noah Brown went crazy with Case Keenum at the helm last week. You know what I mean? So I have no doubt in my mind that he can do it again.
Bless you.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah,
I lost
you
Waller.
weren't the only one.
Yeah, I mean, I had Waller in one of my leagues too. I dropped him and everything, so there's no reason to have him. Giant schedule. They got Philly, Rams, Philly. Chalk it up.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft ain't doing too hot for Green Bay.
Now, I will say this. I do like that Tanner Hudson move that you did. Getting Tanner Hudson. He's averaging about a solid 13, about like 11, 12, 13 points a game in the last 3 weeks with Jake Browning at the helm. So I do like that. I do like that pickup, and I like that matchup, even against Pittsburgh, who does have a solid defense. But I think with no Jamar Chase and you only have T. Higgins on that outside, it's going to open up a lot of room for him.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we'll see how it goes.
You ready to get into the games?
Yeah. Let's go ahead. I have White, Cook, and Mostert at running back.
Oh, my bad.
Rashard White. I was like, who's White? Well, speaking of which, let's talk about this Bengals and Steelers game, man. Bengals at the Steelers. Bengals are actually a 2.5 point favorite on the road. Over under in this game's 37.5. A little shaky there, a little low there.
A little shaky.
A little shaky. A little shaky. But Jared, I still like the Bengals this week.
Same.
I do like I do think it's going to be a close one. I think the Steelers put up a fight, especially after, falling as they did. What was that on Thursday Night Football last week, right?
Who? Cincinnati?
No, the Pittsburgh. They played y'all.
Oh yeah.
That was a Thursday Night Football game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I take my pick back then. I'm going Steelers at home. I think with that extra rest, that extra time, Mason Rudolph is playing. It's going to give a new look to that offense. Now, I didn't say a better look. Let's pump the brakes there. I didn't say better look. I said
Still
a
Matt
new
Canada's
look.
fault.
Yeah, it's still Matt Canada's fault that this offense is not running well. No, but I like. It's not that I don't like Cincy to win. It's hard with division games. So I forgot that the Steelers had played on Thursday last week, and that extra rest at home. I think that they can get it done, especially with the way the defense has played for Pittsburgh. Browning has actually been good for Cincy. I agree with that. I'm not saying that he hasn't been good, but no Jamar Chase out there. They're gonna have to try to rely on the run with Mixon and Brown. And I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that. That's why we talked about we need our tight ends in Dynasty to come out and destroy, because I don't think that Mixon or Brown is gonna really do much of anything in this Pittsburgh game outside of maybe some receptions up the backfield. This Pittsburgh defense is solid up front.
I hope he does. Scores.
I hope he does, man. I mean, we definitely are gonna need it. I don't know.
See, here's
who you got though?
I'm going with Cincinnati. Simply because I think their defense, their pass rush, is a little bit better than Pittsburgh's right now. Because I mean, you got T.J. Watt coming back from, I think, concussion protocol for one, and then on the flip side, if you look at Cincinnati, they got Hubbard, they got I don't know the D tackle's name, and
they got the Trey Hendrickson over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the left and right ends, they're gonna. I think they'll be able to get after Mason Rudolph. Especially with a rookie tackle / a rookie tight end or whatever that's guarding the right side. I think Cincinnati is going to lock down in the red zone, because Pittsburgh might get into the red zone. But I think Cincinnati locks down in the red zone like they've been doing almost all year, kind of sort of, only letting up field goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I can't see that. There's something about having 11 days of rest late in the season that I think it's going to be a huge deal for them.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
This was tough, but I think that they're trying to make the playoffs, and honestly think Pittsburgh is so inept on offense. I think they'll struggle to score 20 points. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree that their offense is inept. They're going to struggle to score. But it's more about, can that Cincinnati offense maintain itself against that good Pittsburgh defense? I know they struggled against the Patriots in one half, because let's be honest, the Patriots didn't score the entire second half. So granted, they fucked up in that first half, giving up 2 touchdowns to Hunter Henry. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they didn't shut him out in the second half and give their offense a chance. As long as their offense can give them a chance, as long as their defense can give that offense a chance, I think at home they'll be able to win this game. So, but all right, let's move it on. Agreed on Pittsburgh's front. It's a big test for Browning. Absolutely. It's going to be a huge test for him. We got the Bills at the Los Angeles Chargers. Bills are a 12.5-point favorite. Yikes. Over-under in this game is 43.5. I mean, is it obvious who we're going with here, or?
Yeah, no, for real. I need Josh Allen to have a field day. No more of this.
We need Stephon Diggs to have a field day.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole notion of Josh Allen needs to have a field day. We ain't doing this one touchdown, 96 yards,
90 yard,
20 something yards rushing. We're not doing that shit this week.
That was ridiculous.
No, we're not doing this shit. Like, I need at least a touchdown for Diggs. I need at least 60 to 70 yards from Diggs.
I need at least 80 to 100 yards from Diggs. That's what I need. This man is supposed to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league based off stats alone. And he's very talented. So it's not like he's just doing this, based on a scheme. This man is a talented wide receiver. People have called this man top 5 over the last few years. There's no reason for this.
Yeah.
Now, if they run the ball like they did last game against the Cowboys, if they play like that, I can't fault Diggs for that game plan. That's a game plan and a team scheme that the Bills are going to bring into that game. That is what it is. But the Chargers' pass defense is fucking terrible. So there's no doubt in my mind that they can work that way.
That's why I hope Joe Brady sees that the Chargers can't cover shit, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, let's just throw it."
Yeah, and here's the question: with how bad that defense is, do you think Josh Allen throws an interception?
Yeah.
You still think he throws an interception in that terrible ass defense?
Somehow, some way, he will manage to find a fucking turnover.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
That could just be me being biased for not liking Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, what else is fucking new with you? You know, at least be realistic. In fact, you're not gonna like my playoff tree. Anybody that's in here at the end of the show, towards after we get done with the games, we're doing a playoff tree predictor where we're gonna show who we think's gonna win the Super Bowl, who's gonna make it to the playoffs, all that good stuff. We'll cover that after we get through with these games. So you know, let's just move it on to the next game. We got the Colts at the Falcons. Falcons are a 2.5 point favorite. Over under in this one is 44.5. That's a pretty high over. I ain't gonna lie. I might take that under 44.5. I ain't gonna lie. That's a little high in my opinion.
I'm taking the Colts and I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I like the Colts in this one too, especially with the points.
And JT's supposed to be coming back this week.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's supposed to be coming back this week.
But but is he, or is he just supposed to? Like
the little report said it was his thumb. He said he's supposed to be ready to come back week 16. We're on week 16. I got a notification about him today. I didn't necessarily read it, but from what I've been reading, he's been trending to play this week. And if that's the case, Zach Moss may lose some touches for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see if Jonathan Taylor comes back, he's going to get either half to majority of touches. So, I mean, even if Jonathan Taylor didn't come back, I still like the Colts in this game. Arthur Smith is a terrible head coach.
He's playing.
What? He's a head coach. Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Oh, okay, yeah, that threw me off for a second. But anyway, like I was saying, Arthur Smith is a terrible head coach. He will most likely be fired at the end of this season. And if he's not, there is something wrong in the football gods.
There's another Brandon Staley thing going on.
Yeah, because there's absolutely no reason why Arthur Smith should continue to be Atlanta's head coach at the end of this year.
Speaking of Atlanta and Arthur Smith, they both just got fined today. They got
for what? I did not see that.
The misuse of Bijan's injury report. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick.
I think I know what you're talking about. Man, them planes are abnormally going over your house at a faster rate than normal.
You do realize I live right next to the fucking airport.
I know you live right next to the airport. That's not what I'm saying, though. Like, normally when we do the show, you know, I have like 1, 2, maybe 3. I've heard like 4 in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's also the holidays, too. So
that's not an excuse. Fuck the holidays, bro. I hate spending all this fucking money. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. I bought the kids an Oculus 3 this year. The new MetaQuest 3 Oculus. Oh my god. $500, bro. Ridiculous.
Hold on, I found it. It says Arthur Smith fined $25,000 for violating the NFL's injury report policy with Bijan Robinson in week 7.
Week 7, and they're just doing that now? That was like 10 weeks ago.
And then the Falcons were fined $75,000.
Well, I mean, the organization. I mean, they got plenty of money. That'll come from the owner. The owner's got plenty of fucking money. That's just $75,000. That's a chump change. That's a drop in the bucket for these people. $75,000 for the organization. Now, the head coach, I don't really know his contract, so I can't speak on that.
Well, he's about to get fired anyway, so.
Man said he's not about to have a contract.
He's not about to have a contract. Nope.
All right. Well, moving on. We got a lot of games to cover only because of the fact there's no more bye weeks. If anybody knows that, there's no more bye weeks. So there's 32 teams, 16 games to cover. Well, 15 because they have a Thursday night game. But anyway, we got the Packers at the Panthers.
Friday, I think 3 Saturday, I think too.
They got games tomorrow. I don't know if they did or not. I didn't look at the times that they were playing.
So? I think they do.
I didn't look at the times they were playing, so I can't speak on
somebody in the chat see if there's any games this tomorrow for us.
Yeah, I don't know if there's Saturday games or if it's all Sunday. But anyway, like I was saying, Packers at Panthers, worst team in the league. Packers are a 4-point favorite against the worst team in the league, I guess because it's on the road. I mean, it's not like you really call it home field advantage if there's 1,000 fans in the stands.
But hold on. So let me touch on that real quick. From what I heard, the only reason that was like that is because there was a monsoon outside.
Like it was raining hard?
Like it was storming its ass off. And this is coming from the New England show I listened to. Because they actually brought up the whole ticket thing. They're like, let's just get something straight. It was raining its ass off, so nobody really was showing up.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they ended up winning the game. And that is, I guess, is a silver lining for it if you did go, but
that's just a big.
If you're a good team, Jared, it does not matter if it's a monsoon out. Football fans will go watch their team live in a fucking hurricane if they were playing. If the tickets were 45 cents, imagine if it was like the Chiefs or the Ravens or the San Francisco 49ers, teams that are winning right now, teams with winning records who are competing for a Super Bowl.
Seats would be sold out.
Exactly. 45 cents, doesn't matter if it's raining hard. People would be there. You know why? You want to know that? Because I would fucking be there. And then they got other teams that have domes out there. So imagine you got 45 in a dome.
Yeah, I don't even like the Saints. Oh, 45 per ticket? All right, let's go.
But I swear to God, they dropped the Saints tickets to 45 cents. I'm going in a heartbeat. I don't care who the fuck is playing.
Yeah, I will call you in a heartbeat, bro. Like, say, tickets are 45 cents out here. What you trying to do?
Buy it right now. Get as close as you can for $10 and let's go.
I mean, shit. So,
I like the Packers in this one. Real quick, while I was thinking about it, in this one, I got the over 37.5. I think it's a little bit too low. In this one, I have the under. The Chargers are not going to score any points. In this one, I have the under. That's way too much. The defenses are too good. And finally, in this game, I also have the under because of the simple fact is that the Packers offense has been shaky and the Panthers are just terrible. Bro, I wanted to go to the Tampa Bay game because they did that, but it's in fucking Raymond James. I mean, that is a long drive. I ain't gonna lie. Tampa from here is a long drive. I was about to say you should make that drive, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, that's a long fucking drive.
Yeah.
I mean, but you still have a chance, Tracy. They played Saints and Bucks last week of the season, and I think that game is going to be for whoever wins the division.
Yep, the Saints have to go 2-1 to get to hopefully get into the playoffs.
But
I think it's in this one.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't like the Packers in this?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, who are the Panthers really? My mom is going to be in town, and I wanted to take her for Xmas. Hell yeah, bro, do that. Take mom's what's it called? The game, man. Watch, and she gonna rub it in your face if the Saints win too. And it's gonna be funny as hell. But no, I'm with you, Packers. Obviously, I like them -4. And I'm going under 37, but only because I think the Panthers are going to score 10 points, and Packers will score like 24, like 24-10. We ain't going to Tampa Bay, and they ain't beating us. Might as well, hey, just go to the game, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
take a trip.
Right. Might as well make a
Do
vacation
something
out of it.
spontaneous. And they ain't beating us. Oh man, he calling that out. I mean, y'all did beat them in the dome already, so I guess
Yeah,
that does say something.
but you think they're gonna sweep them?
A broomstick? Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah, yeah. They brought the broomstick in on the first game. If they weren't beating them in the dome, they're not beating them in Texas. I mean, in Texas, in Florida, ain't no way. Sweet. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and it makes it even worse if they got Baker Mayfield sweeping you. Like, how do you feel about that?
And
Like,
it's
don't get
James
me
and
wrong.
it's Jameis's former team too.
Yeah. Well, Jameis ain't really playing, so it's not his fault. But he did get
Yeah.
swept last year when he was playing.
Do you think they'd be winning more or playing
No,
better with Jameis?
no. It would be the same. It would be the same, just in a different way. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know exactly which way it is, but like if Jameis was the starting quarterback right now, Derek Carr, it is the backup. It would still be the same kind of record. It would be a different, funnier way that Jameis would do it. That's not facts. Usually we lose at home and win in the dome. I'm, I'm just talking about this year. I'm just talking about this year. I don't think it's going to be like that all the time. I'm just saying that's been that's been capped the past 8 years because they swept us like 5 years in a row. When did we say that y'all always sweep them? We were just if they had Drew Brees still, I would. There was no way I would say that like they would sweep y'all. But they got Jameis Winston and Derek Carr now. So and they had Andy Dalton, I think. Yeah, they had Andy Dalton also. So yeah, I'm going to say no. Now they're setting a new precedent. You see what I'm saying? You see how that works? It's like yeah, in the history of it, when they had Drew Brees, there definitely was going to be most likely a sweep on their side. But now that amazing talent is gone that they had on the team, the Bucks are trying to set a new precedent where it's like, well, no, now we dominate y'all. It flips. It always flips back and forth. You know,
every so many years.
yeah, a team will have somebody's number for a long time, and then like the Broncos, the Chiefs beat them how many years in a row, and then they finally beat them. They finally beat the Chiefs this year. So everybody's trying to set a new precedent. But all right, let's move on to the next game. Speaking of that, CJ Stroud being out, the Browns at the Texans. The Browns are a 2.5 point favorite. Over in this game's 40.5. Ooh,
Mhm.
that's my neighbor's dog.
Like behind you or like
Yeah,
behind
Chad's
your
dog.
house?
Yeah, behind my house.
Okay, so Chad's dog.
Yeah, Chad's dog.
I seen Chad not too
Um,
long ago.
yeah, he stays out here. Um, uh, anyway, Browns #1 defense in the league in terms of yardage per game. Texans no CJ Stroud. Still got Joe Flacco at quarterback for the Browns.
Rest of the year.
Now that I heard this information about Stroud being out, I like the Browns. I don't think with hold on real quick. I'm not saying us winning in the dome the last few years is cap. When I was younger, we won in the dome, but lately we've been getting crushed. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like it's just now that quarterback is gone, it's gonna be different unless the Saints find another franchise QB. You know, so because right now Baker is playing better than Derek Carr and Jameis Winston probably combined. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I like the Browns. With CJ Stroud being out, Texans they're not the same team. I know they won last week. They got a big win.
They almost lost it.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the thing is do we know if CJ Stroud is going to be back?
I don't know. I don't know when he's coming back.
Yeah. See, now that I know that information, bro, it kind of like changes how like I did my playoff predictor. I'm gonna have to go redo it real quick while you're doing yours. I still have the link to it, so it's all good. Take me 2 minutes to do because I know all the rest. Um, but yeah, I like the Browns. I like them with the spread, over the spread, covering the spread 2.5, over under 40.5. I'm probably gonna say under that. I'll probably say under 40.5. I don't think the Texans score a lot. They might get like a touchdown, a couple field goals, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, but I think the Browns are going to be able to score roughly. It'll probably be somewhere around like 24-13. You know what I mean? Somewhere around, like I could see the Browns winning an 11-point game like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can see him getting it close. That's the 8th plane, by the way.
That's the 8th plane. Jesus Christ, we're keeping count.
Three more just went over, but I muted it so you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I'm saying like that it's an abnormal amount of planes flying over your head right now. I know you live next to the airport, but it's never like this on any
Right.
show that we've done.
Airport.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying like it's never been like this. But
No, for real.
who you like in this one though?
I like the Browns.
You like the Browns?
Yeah, I think the defense is a little bit better. Well, yeah, a little bit better, and I think Myles Garrett's gonna have a field day going after Case Keenum.
I mean, I'll be honest, Myles Garrett, the last couple weeks has been a little quiet, just a
That's
little
fair enough.
quiet. And so, and they'll probably, I mean, you still got, isn't Laramie Tunsil the left tackle over there still?
I believe.
I,
Either
I,
there
I,
or
no,
not
he
with
should.
Miami.
No, he's not with Miami. I think he's with Houston. They just gave him a bag. Like he just got a contract, and he's their left tackle over there. So I like him at left tackle. He's solid, but Myles Garrett, he's going to move around. He's not just going to stay over there. So if he goes to that other side, you might have to send a double team at him in order to slow him down. But then that's going to leave. Is it? I think it's the Darius Smith over there, right? On the other side of him.
I'm not 100% sure. I thought one of them played for Baltimore, one played for Green Bay.
I can't remember who's on the other side of Myles Garrett right now. I forgot. It's not Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney left. So I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, I like the Browns in this one, and I like the under. So moving on. Next, we got the Seahawks at the Titans in Tennessee. Seahawks are a 3-point favorite. Over under is 41.5. Is Geno playing?
I don't know. Let me hold on. I thought I saw something earlier.
Because I know he was out last week, and they still got a win over Philly. That was a huge win.
Yeah, it was.
Kept him in that wild card race.
Yeah, it says he's likely to start.
He says he's playing?
It says he's likely to start.
Okay, likely to start. Okay. So, yeah, he's playing. If that's the case, I like Seahawks. Titans, I think they'll try to run the ball. Not even so much with Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry is going to be in free agency next year.
Yeah, I like Seattle in this game. I like Tennessee to cover. Or is that no? It's Seattle to cover.
Yeah, I like them to cover too.
I need DK and Lockett to have.
Need Lockett to have a solid week, bro.
And I think
need Lockett to have a solid week this week.
And I think this is the right game for it to happen too.
I mean, you're going against the Titans. Like Geno's back. I will say this though, with Drew Lockett at the helm, he got a season high in targets. So excuse me. Now he didn't catch all of them, obviously.
Yeah.
but he did have a season high in targets. So that is something to say.
Yeah, so we shall see what's going on with that.
But I mean, let's hope. We need a solid week of fantasy this week.
Mm-hmm.
Over under in this one, 41.5. I'd probably take the under. I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably take the under in this one. Just based off the fact of the way the Titans play offense, the way they run the ball, and it's gonna kill clock. It's gonna limit their possessions. I think the Seahawks score, fun ways to score. Titans defense is okay. It's really not terrible, but that's mainly because they have Mike Vrabel as their head coach. So
Yeah, and there's questions on him returning next year too.
I mean, look at the team. You know what I mean? They haven't put enough around. I mean, we got Will Levis. He's a rookie. They traded Bird. Yeah, they're trying to load up on draft capital so they can draft
Yeah.
players. I mean, Tennessee's not a hot spot for people to be like, yeah, I want to go to Tennessee for free agency. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough out there. It's tough out there. But all right, let's move it on. We had the Commanders at the Jets in New Jersey. The Jets are actually a 3-point favorite in this game. Over under in this game, Jared, 36.5 points. Wow. That's low. Lowest of the week, I think, in my opinion. We have the 32nd rated offense in the Jets going up against the 32nd rated defense in Washington. So that's going to be a hell of a matchup. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a matchup. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how.
Oh, by the way, Zach Wilson's not playing.
Zach Wilson's not playing? Yeah, that makes it even a little bit worse. It is going to be interesting to see how the Commanders' offense moves against that Jets defense. I think that's going to be I think everybody's talking about the 32nd defense against the 32nd offense in the Jets. You know what I mean? Like my matchup is that Washington offense going to be able to move the ball against that secondary of the Jets? Like, I mean, you got Sauce. He's going to be all over McLaurin.
Yeah.
Can Dotson and Curtis Samuel step up?
I think we're really looking at. We could honestly be looking at a field goal game.
Yeah, I mean, I like the under in this one. Who you got though?
I'm gonna end up going with the Jets because I think their offense is gonna be a little bit better than how the defense plays. Because Washington's defense is just generous to the pass.
It's terrible.
So like even with whoever's starting at quarterback for the Jets, they could at least get hopefully driving down the field. I mean, you still got Breece Hall too, so
yeah. I was a little teeter-tottered on this game for a while. I didn't really know who I was going to go with. I was leaning more towards Jets, so I'm going to go with the Jets just off that strength. But I will say this: the Commanders' offense is highly capable of scoring points.
Yes,
we've seen this, and we just saw the game in which the Jets just got 30 dropped on their head. And I think a large part of it had because the offense couldn't do shit.
Yep.
So if Washington finds any kind of way to get some defensive production going in this game, I think the Commanders can slip up and take one from them.
Really, all they gotta do is just load the box. Don't let Breece Hall, run all over them.
Well, yeah, you got to force the pass. You got to force the pass.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you might be able to get away with playing man on Garrett Wilson with the quarterback issue.
Well, see, yeah, but the problem with playing man is that that's in hopes that if they still had Montez Sweat and Chase Young, I'd agree with you.
Fair
but
enough.
They don't have no pass rushers right now. That's another reason why their defense is terrible.
Yeah, but the O-line for the Jets is also horrible.
The O-line for Washington is horrible. Like it's Yeah. It's probably, in fact, the offensive line for the Washington Commanders is probably worse than the offensive line for the Jets. That's not even an exaggeration.
No, you're probably right.
That's not even an exaggeration.
You want to ask
So,
your dad real quick?
he actually is taking Commanders on faith.
Loyal to his team.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to see the Giants beat the Eagles, but I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, I like the Jets. I would just take a money line. I wouldn't even bother with that 3. Kind of even that's a little scary. And I like
Yeah.
the under in this game still. I still like the under.
You
36
might
and
be
a
able
half.
to get
Still,
away with teasing it to like 28.
I wouldn't go that far. I would probably if you're going to take a chance on lower, I wouldn't go any lower than 33 and a half.
It really depends. I think it really depends on how like they do it because I know they do it by like 20.1 or 20.5 and so on. So I guess
Well,
it
yeah,
really
yeah,
depends.
yeah. Like I said, I'd probably go no lower than 33 and a half. I'd go down 3 more points and I'd take away a field goal. That's it. So, all right, let's move it on to another game, which I think we both are going to agree on probably. We got the Lions at the Vikings. Lions are only a 3-point favorite in this game. Interesting stat line here, Jared. By the way, over under is 47. Interesting stat line about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is 32 and 16 when playing in the dome against the spread. When playing in a dome, that's not just because the Lions play in a dome, but Minnesota plays in a dome.
Yeah.
So 32 and 16 against the spread when playing in a dome. Not bad. Now, obviously, I'm taking the Lions here. Now, the Lions have also had their share of road woes where they haven't played as good as compared to at home. I don't think it's been blatantly as noticing as the Cowboys or Miami in the way that they've played outside of their respective cities. But for some reason, the Lions haven't been talked about as much in that regard. But they've shaken this second half of the season. Now, they've shown moments where they've exploded, but guess where it's been? It's been at home. And you'll be lucky if you get the 2 seed. It's going to take a miracle for you to get the 2 seed, but it's possible because if the Cowboys lose to Miami and then they play you in Dallas, you see what I'm saying? So if you have a chance, if they lose to Miami, if you beat Dallas, you could possibly take that number 2 seed.
Yeah,
now
no,
the problem,
Jared
the
Goff
problem
is kind of on the road too.
But the main problem is also is that Philly is tied with
Detroit.
No, but it's tied with Dallas in record.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Philly's final 3 games are the Giants, the Cardinals, the Giants. Yeah, they have the easiest last 3 games of the schedule I've seen in a long time. So, now they got to go win those games, but I personally think they're going to win out. If they win out, they'll be the 2 seed still, even if the Lions win out. But I mean, I like the Lions. 47 is a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. However, I am going to take the over in this game. I think Nick Mullins actually played pretty decent, minus the interceptions last week. And is Justin Jefferson playing?
I don't know.
I believe Justin Jefferson is playing. So I think with him being out there and having a full roster, even around Nick Mullins, he can get something done. He's not an incompetent quarterback. He's just not a starting quarterback. There is levels to this, and he is resting in that level. Okay. So who are you liking this one, Jared?
The Lions need
Can I get a
need
reason
Sam
why?
need Laporta to ball out.
Need Laporta the ball out.
That's one, and then I'm watching how Ben Johnson coaches, well, runs his offense a little bit more because he's up for head coaching job. Um,
Possibly could come to New England if
that's
Bill
that's
Belichick is leaving.
that's what that was another thing I was getting at because they talked about that today. Matter of fact, they talked about two things we talked about last week. Uh, with Ben Johnson coming to us or Bieniemy coming to us and getting Caleb Williams, like we talked about
See,
last week.
that I think that is very likely if for some odd reason, I don't know why this would happen, but for some odd reason, if Washington didn't fire Rivera and Bieniemy is like goes to New England and meets Robert Kraft and he's like, I can turn this team around. Just let me draft a quarterback. And then he has the possibility of getting Caleb Williams, possibly Jaden Daniels, you know, maybe Penix Jr. I
Mm-hmm.
personally would go Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. If you have the option, that's a tough one.
And
It's a
so they
tough
were
one.
saying before, real quick before we get back onto the game, they were saying Caleb Williams and Bieniemy is ideal right now. That is like the main goal right now, kind of sort of.
Yeah,
And they were saying Ben Johnson and then Drake May is the option two.
possibly. I'm not as high on
But
everybody. But I will say this: I haven't seen much Drake May tape.
same. And then but that's only saying Caleb Williams goes one or we trade down.
Who those? Somebody's gonna have to trade up to one. Chicago is not taking a QB, bro.
Yeah. Well, we'll save that for a different part because that's draft talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. All right, we got next game we got Jags at the Bucks. Jaguars. Is Trevor Lawrence playing?
No,
No, he's not playing.
I'm pretty sure he's not. Let me double check.
I like if he, especially if he doesn't play. I like the Bucks.
Because
Um,
I saw a notification about him the other day. I just let me just make sure.
Now I do like the cornerbacks for the Jags. I think they've played really well. They've exceeded expectation,
Mm-hmm.
but Baker's playing at a high level right now. He really is. If you've been watching any of these Bucks games recently, he's been getting it done and winning games.
So it
So
says he's listed as questionable. It says he was able to practice Friday, and there's no further word regarding his status and concussion protocol. But it's something they said it's something to watch.
okay, I don't like going with oh well if one player plays the other team. I'm gonna roll with the Bucks in this one. I think the Jags falter. I do.
No, it's fair.
Especially with no Christian Kirk. You've seen how that offense is played. Todd Bowles, if he senses any kind of weakness in Trevor Lawrence, he's going to find it and he's going to explode it. You better like the Bucks. It's not even so much that I think the Bucks are a better team. I think if the Jags were fully healthy, I would take the Jags. But the Bucks
yeah,
are
no Kirk.
they're yeah, the no Kirk. Even if he's questionable right now, he's got 1 day of practice. I know he's Trevor Lawrence, but things are going to be off by not practicing. We've already seen that for years. What it's like because these players can't practice the way that they used to.
Yep.
But outside of that, I think the Bucks right now are a better team with the way that they're playing compared to how the Jags have been playing.
Do you think they cover?
And well, if the Bucks, well, yeah, they win, they're going to cover. It's not going to be a 1 point game. It'll be more than 1 point. Over under wise, I'd probably take the over. I think the Bucks offense is going to roll just like it did last week over the Packers.
Yeah, their offense has been doing nice.
I'm not going to lie. Like I think that the Bucks offense is going to score another 28 points probably.
I can't with this dude.
You taking the Bucks because you don't smoke crack? What? Bro, just be saying the weird what? Nah, bro, I'm taking the Bucks because I'm being realistic. I'm not
Let
just
me
gonna take
ask you this.
the Jags with who's the
Let me
backup?
ask you.
CJ Beathard?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, for the Jags, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question before Tracy answers this if he's still back in here. What do you do with Baker? Do you let him walk? Do you give him another year?
You got to give him another year, especially if they
That's
win
what
the
I say.
division.
That's what I say.
Especially if they win the division. You have to give him another year. That'd be
So
fucked up.
I don't remember if I told you this, but I think I was talking to David on Twitter. He said because he said something. I was like, okay, so if I'm Tampa Bay's front office, this is what I'm doing. Not necessarily in order, but this is what I'm doing. Number one, signing Mike Evans. You get this man back under fucking contract. Two, tag Baker.
Yeah, I'd tag Baker too.
Give him one more year, and then three, draft offense.
Yeah.
O-line, off wide receivers, running back, tight end. You could throw in some defense.
Yeah, you might. I would probably go line, big time. But I think they need a tight end. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think their tight end is terrible, but if you have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and you get an explosive tight end like maybe I don't know, you trade up, try to get Brock Bowers, or you hope he falls to you.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be the 4 seed, but you're gonna lose in the first round. Because you're most likely gonna have to play either Philly or Dallas, and no matter if that's at home or not, they're not gonna win. So, but like I said, over under, yeah, I'm gonna take the over in this game. I'm gonna take the over 41.5 in this one.
Fair enough.
So on to the next one. Wow. He said, wow. I mean, bro, you really think y'all have to stand a chance against Philly or Dallas? Like, nah. I still take Dallas over y'all. Yeah, Dallas beat y'all last year in the playoffs. We have a good time in Dallas. Y'all got smoked by Dallas in the playoffs last year. What do you mean? At home with Tom Brady. Like, what are you talking about? And it's literally Dallas? That's what I'm trying to, bro. That's literally what I'm saying to you. It's Dallas. Like, bro, are you sure you're not smoking crack, Tracy? Like, what the fuck?
Say, we need to take this show to Tracy's house one day.
We smoked them 3 times in a row. It doesn't matter if you smoked them 3 times in a row. They beat you when it counted. But all right, man. Like I was saying, on to the next one.
Hold on, real quick. Tracy, would you be about that at doing the show with us? But okay, you can go
now. Anyway, the Cowboys at Dolphins. Dolphins are -1.5 favorite. Real close one. Over under, and this one's 50.5. Jared, I like the over, and I like the Dolphins. What did he say? We bounced them in the playoffs too. Yeah, but that was like back. That was before. You got this. What happened recently? What have you done for me lately? Literally last season. We're not talking about years ago. We're talking about last season. Y'all got bounced in the playoffs by this team.
He said one day.
I'll be down. But anyway, Dolphins 1.5 favorite, over under 50.5. Jared, who do you like in this one?
I like Miami. One, because Dallas can't win on the fucking road for some reason. And two, who's going to cover Tyreek?
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably try to put Stephon Gilmore on him.
But he's not. We talked about this. He's not running with Tyreek.
Yeah, he's not running with Tyreek. He's just not.
They're going to have to play a lot of zone coverage. I believe so.
Yeah.
They're going to have to play a lot of zone and hope the pass rush can get home.
Yeah, and they'll probably throw double teams at Michael Parsons when that comes. Y'all beat the undefeated Patriots. I literally can't take this from Patel of all people. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I'm not saying that it's not possible that y'all could beat them. I'm saying it's not likely. I don't think that y'all can beat them in the playoffs right now with the way that their offense is playing. I just don't see it. I think it'd be a better game than what people would give it credit for, but I still don't think y'all would beat them. It's just that. Can we move it on, please? It's Dallas. Oh my God, bruh. Yes, and Dallas normally gets past the first round. That they lose in the next round is when they lose. They gonna beat themselves. This man here. Oh my God. That's funny. No, they don't. I'm telling you, bro. They haven't been beaten the first round in some years. They lost in the divisional rounds, not in the wild card rounds. But what was I saying? Yeah, I like the over in this game too. I still think that Dallas is gonna score some points. I don't think it'll be a ton of points, but I think they'll score maybe about like 17. And then I think the Dolphins score probably close to. I think the Dolphins score a lot. I just don't see how they stop their offense. If they can run the ball effectively, how are you going to stop them?
Fair.
Because that's been the formula to beat Dallas recently is run the ball. Now the only difference is that the way that they've been beat is by getting like the power run. Power run game is what's been beating Dallas. And Miami's more, small and shifty and fast and speed. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
And that's how the Cowboys defense is built. They're not big and beefy, strong. They don't physically dominate you. They beat you with their speed and their athleticism. So, yeah, I still like the Dolphins. Cowboys might score more than 17, maybe like 24. The Dolphins might score around like 30.
I hope so.
I'm thinking like a 30, 31. Yeah, 31-24 game. I think it could be.
Miami's got all this speed. I need at least 120 yards from Tyreek.
And 2 touchdowns.
3.
This man said 3. God damn. I'll take it. I'll take it, damn it. I need it too.
Yep.
All right, we got the Cardinals at the Bears. The Bears are a 4.5 point favorite, over under 43.5. Jared, I like the over in this one, and I like the Bears. The Bears have been scoring points in bunches recently.
Yeah.
Now, I think they lost last week. I think they had a bad week last week, but at home, I think they play better. Cardinals are used to playing in a dome. It's going to be in the cold. Chicago, windy city. I think they run the ball. They're going to run the ball effectively against the Cardinals, especially with Justin Fields. I'm a little worried about that going up against. We got to go up against Justin Fields in our dynasty league. So
I think
I'm a little worried about
in the other league too.
Yeah, a little worried about that, but I still like the Bears. They're going to score probably around 28 points to 31 points. Their offense is explosive. It can be explosive, and I think it's one of the games where they will be. So and it's unfortunate, but that is what it is. We just got to hope it's the actual running back or DJ Moore getting it out the backfield.
Can't be Cole Kmet either.
Can't be. Well, I don't think Cole Kmet's going to have a big game. I'll be honest.
We're playing against him in Dynasty.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Cole Kmet's going to be a big factor in this one. So, but who you like in this game?
I like the Bears. I like the aspect of Justin Fields utilizing his legs in this game more than passing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Kyler Murray can do. On the opposite end. I hope James Conner has a good day. I would like James Conner to have a good game. But I think the Bears' offense is just going to be a little bit too good compared to how Arizona's offense is, and their defense really isn't all that great either. So, I I hope it's a competitive game, but I just don't see how it is. I do like the over though in this one. Uh, but all right, on to the next one. We had the Patriots going into Denver to face the Broncos. Broncos are a 7.5 point favorite. Yikes. Over under, Jared. Lowest of the week, 35.5.
I was listening to this earlier. So Denver, Russell Wilson is pretty bad against zone, and so I think that's what we're gonna end up doing is probably running a little bit more zone because I don't know how we're gonna match up DB wise with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Judy.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Cortland Sutton's been having a pretty good season too.
He's got 10 TDs this year.
Yeah, I got him. I got him in one of my leagues. Um, I won't disagree with you. But who you like to win?
I want to take us just strictly because it's my team and it's Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
and I like what Zappy's doing, but it's gonna be interesting. So I'm just gonna go with New England just because it's my team for this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think the Patriots covered that 7.5. I think that's a little bit too much. But
That's fair.
I do like the Broncos in this one to win. I think they'll be okay enough against y'all. It is going to be interesting to see how y'all play though, because I mean y'all been scoring some points. It's just I mean y'all played against the Chiefs. What are y'all going to do?
Yeah,
You know?
we gotta get Zeke more involved because I think Denver's run game isn't all that great. So like
Yeah,
we gotta get Zeke more involved. Like whether it's the pass game or the run game, we gotta get them involved.
yeah. So over under. I mean 35.5. That's low.
Yeah, I'd still probably I'd go low, even with the fact of us missing Jabril Peppers, and I think I don't remember who else we're missing, but I go under strictly because also if you look on Denver's side, you got Surtain, and you also got Justin Simmons in the backfield.
Yeah. I like Denver's defense too in this one. It's gonna really. I think they'll play well against the Patriots. All right, well, let's move it on. We got the Raiders going into KC to face the Chiefs. I think this one's kind of self-explanatory as well. The Chiefs are -10 over under in this game is 40.5. Jared, obviously we like the Chiefs. But do you think they cover that 10?
I don't know, but I do like the over because I do like what Farva's doing with the Raiders.
Yeah, yeah. They've been playing. I mean, they scored 63, and then the game before they scored 0. So I guess that averages out to like
63.
what's it? No, in 2 games. So they scored 0 in one and 63 in another. You take 63 and divide it by 2, which would be 26.5 points a game in the last 2 weeks.
Then I mean, it's interesting because what Aiden O'Connell's doing right now is just
No,
they got the math wrong.
yeah, be 31 points a game, 31.5 points a game.
But yeah, but like I was saying, Aiden O'Connell's doing is something nice right now. They may have found their quarterback for next year.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see. I like the Chiefs also. I like the over in this one.
Oh,
I
speaking of
would
Kansas
I
City,
would probably take the Raiders plus 10. If I'm taking
speak,
the points, I might go 10 with the Raiders. What were you saying?
I was reading earlier on our team, and they said Travis Kelce is dealing with a neck injury too, but he's supposed to be playing though.
Well, I don't doubt he's going to be playing. It's just dealing with that right now is not what we need. Everybody's getting hurt at the end of the year for us, and it's
Yeah,
tragic.
and it's not the person we thought it would be too.
Yeah.
He so
So
happened to be healthy all fucking year. And this is Tua.
Yep. All right, we got the Giants going into Philly to face the Eagles. Eagles are a 13.5 point favorite. Good Lord. Over under in this game's 43. I like the
I'll let you
Eagles.
go.
I like the Eagles. We suck. There's really not much to say.
Point
I mean,
blank and period right there.
yeah,
We suck.
we suck. We're not a good team. We haven't beat Philly in Philly in almost like a decade or been a decade. So I don't see how we could even come close to winning this game. I think that 13.5 is appropriate. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, maybe more. And I'd probably take the over in this one because I think Philly's going to score like 38 points. They're going to fucking destroy us.
So I know Cozy's gonna watch this eventually, whether he's gonna hop in eventually or not. So I know he's gonna eventually watch this. So Coz, when you hear this and when you watch this, drop a comment in which what we're about to talk about. I saw something on he may have seen it too because it was on Twitter. I know you didn't see it because I didn't send it to you and you don't have Twitter, but it was saying that the 3-game spiral that they're having right now, that there's some concern about Jalen Hurts in the future.
Well, yeah, there has to be.
Yeah. So I wanted you to touch on that real quick.
I mean, it's not that he's a bad QB or anything. It's just off the
Right.
simple fact that, when you start to skid, people start to ask questions. And since Jalen Hurts has been the quarterback of this team, they haven't really faced much adversity. They went like 26-3 with him as a starter before this last 3-game skid. So I mean, they haven't faced much adversity with him as a starter. This is where they haven't seen it before. They don't know how to react to it. So they automatically react to it in an overreaction. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to overreact and say Jalen Hurts is not supposed to be the guy that's there. I think this is actually more on the offensive coordinator and the way they set up plays. Now,
Fair.
That's not to completely absolve Jalen Hurts of what he's done, but you have to give him credit in some form of fashion and fault in some form of fashion. So we'll see how it goes. But I still the Eagles are going to win out. They got, like I said, they got the Giants, the Cardinals, the Giants. Like they're going to win out. It's not even a question. So yeah, I mean, I figure you got the Eagles in this one, right? I like the over as well because I think the Eagles are just going to score a lot. All right, last game, Christmas Day. We have the Ravens at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are a 5.5 point favorite in this game. I think that's kind of wild. Over under in this one's 47.5. Jared, who do you like?
I like the Niners in this one. Strictly because I need San Francisco's defense to contain Lamar, bro. I need like a 15. I need like a 12 to 15 point performance from them in fantasy.
Yeah, I like the 49ers in this one. I think they're a more complete team. I think they're going to have trouble with Lamar, but I think their defense is set up in which a way that they can handle it.
Yeah.
Especially now that you have Chase Young, opposite side Nick Bosa. It's definitely helped out big time from what I've seen. And I think if you can find a way to slow down that run early on and get up ahead and you get them into passing situations, it'll be a lot easier for you. Because if you go up against the Ravens, just like last week, how the Ravens did it, who'd they play last week? Shit.
Jacksonville.
Was that Jacksonville? Yeah, Jacksonville. They gave up over 200 yards rushing to the Ravens. So if you have a game like that against them, there's no way you beat them. But if you can contain that run early on and force them into passing situations, I find that to be easier to defend against that team. So I like the Niners in this one. Now the over under 47.5, I'm going to take the under in this one. I really am. I think it's going to be more of a Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a defensive game. So now it'd be interesting to see how Christian McCaffrey gets going up against that defense. If Brock Purdy plays well and they win, he's going to be the front runner for MVP. If Lamar plays well and they win, he's going to be the front runner for MVP. A lot of storylines on the stake here for this game.
Yeah.
So
a lot of storylines in general. This could be a Super Bowl matchup.
yeah. So speaking of the Super Bowl matchups, Jared, it is time for your playoff tree, sir. I'm going to go ahead and upload it real quick, and I want you to go over who you got in your wild card and who you got in your division and stuff like that. This one is yours, and I believe this one is mine. So go ahead and add those up real quick. And Jared, I want you to go over your playoff tree here.
That's mine.
I didn't. No, this one's yours. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go up on your playoff tree here and explain to the people why you have San Francisco winning the Super Bowl. I'll be right back.
All right, for sure. So all right, we'll start off in the AFC. Wild card round, we got a divisional matchup. It seems it's gonna be about to be a rival game. You got Buffalo going to Miami. This game would be interesting to see who's going to take the AFC, basically. And it could be a preview to the next 3 to 4 years of who's going to run the AFC, because going into the season, we thought Buffalo could be the number one in the AFC. We thought, and then we see Miami be the AFC number one for a little while. So with that being said, I have Miami winning because I think their offense would be a little bit more for Buffalo's defense to hold up against, because they don't really have a true number one cornerback right now for Buffalo. Trey White's hurt. The secondary is kind of banged up. Even the grand fact they got Rasul Douglas from Green Bay. You're still missing your captain in the middle with Milano. He's done for the rest of the year. And then on top of that, I'm not 100% sure on how that defensive line is. I don't know if Ed Oliver's out for the year or not. But I just think Miami's offense is just gonna be too much to handle. Now let's flip it over to the NFC. Green Bay going into Detroit. I have Detroit taking this one because mainly they're at home. I think their offense will give Green Bay's defense a run for their money, basically. So with that, I mean, I don't think Green Bay is great on the road, but Detroit's good at home. Jared Goff is excellent at home. He doesn't really turn the ball over that much at home. So that's why I end up picking Detroit. And so we'll go back to the AFC now. Bengals at Kansas City. Now, the reason I have Kansas City taking this one is because there's no Joe Burrow, to run the offense for Cincinnati. And Kansas City's defense has been probably top 3, top 5 this year in defense. So, I mean, and then on top of that, the pass rush, Chris Jones, you got Karlaftis, I think that's his name, on the other end. Nick Bolton's a solid linebacker. I liked him for the past few years. You got Ladarius Need playing for sure. You got Ladarius Need playing at a high level right now. And just Kansas City's defense, I think, is just gonna be too much for the Bengals offense right now.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go to the NFC. We got Philly going. Well, no, we got Seattle going to Philly. I have Philly losing this one because for some reason Seattle just has Philly's number. Just don't know what it is. We've seen it probably 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah, last week.
And I mean, granted fact, no Geno Smith, Drew Lock. Granted fact, it was a walk-off touchdown to JSN. If he called shaky call to me on that pick to end the game, I
Yeah.
personally thought his toe wasn't down.
Mhm.
So I think there should have been still more time on the clock, but but yeah, I think Seattle will take that one just because they have their number for some reason. We got
Yeah, Tracy,
Cleveland.
get on him. Get on him. Get on him. He's got Dallas beating him too. Get on his ass. Don't just come up in here in the chat and fuck over me. Get on him too. That's trash. It's bullshit.
I don't even know if Tracy's in here anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He busted my chops and then ran.
But now I got Cleveland going into Indy. Who won this game?
Well, yeah, I could see that.
Who won this game in the regular season? Because didn't they play in the regular season?
Yeah, Miles Garrett basically took over the game at the end and won it for Cleveland.
Okay, so yeah, like that.
It was a really close game.
That was getting to my point because I couldn't remember. I thought for some reason it was a field goal game, like the ending.
Yeah, it was like a 1-point game. It was so close.
Yeah,
it was a really close game.
That just kind of makes my point because I was going to say Cleveland's got the better defense. So
yeah,
I think,
but the Colts scored like 30-something points on them that day.
Fair. So I don't know. So I think
it's just giving the edge to. I understand. Give the edge to the guy that has the playoff experience.
Yeah. So we know Tracy's not going to like this one.
Yeah.
I honestly just think Dallas's offense is just better, to be real with you, and I think their defense is just gonna make Baker do Baker shit.
Yeah.
That's really all I got to say about that game.
Yeah. What about this Seattle San Francisco matchup?
Well, we got a rival. We got a rivalry for the first two divisional games. We've point blank period. Long story short, we've seen Seattle and San Francisco play multiple times, and we see the outcome every time. There's nothing to say about that game.
Yeah.
Then we flip it over to the AFC. You got Baltimore and Cleveland. Cleveland going to Baltimore.
That was a close one last time they played too.
Yeah, and it's always a tough game when it becomes between the AFC North teams.
Yeah.
So, but I think Baltimore has a slight edge with Lamar being able to run the ball and everything. So, and then who knows? Maybe Mark Andrews will be back by then. So, and then we got a repeat game of this year from I think Germany game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tyreek Hill's old team, Kansas City, and you got Tyreek's new team with Miami for the trip to go to the conference championship. I lost track, by the way, of fucking playing.
It's like 12 or 13 right there.
I'm pretty sure that's more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Kansas City in this one. So I mean, there's really not much to say
what about Lions Dallas?
Well, we got Dallas going to Detroit, and they're going to be on the road for this one. And I think not Dallas, Detroit plays better at home, is what I'm saying. Basically.
Definitely.
That's why I have them, beating Green Bay at home too. So, I mean, yeah, as long as you keep Dak under control and make him either turn the ball over or something, make Dak be Dak. That's really all I got to do. I mean, but the only issue with that is can Detroit's defense play 4 quarters? That's the only issue. Detroit, for some reason, just gives up points at the end of the game.
No, they do. I don't disagree with that at all. They definitely do. You keep going. I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, for sure. And then
just doing something.
So the conference championship games. You got KC going to Baltimore. I'm giving KC the edge on this because strictly they had the experience, and I think they'll be able to play just contain Lamar. I don't think Lamar runs all over the field, and I think KC's got a better defense to match up with all the wide receivers they have. The only thing is, KC's got to catch the fucking ball, dude. That's the only thing. Like we just got during the playoff run, keep Kadarius Toney off the field. Straight up, keep Kadarius off the field because we've seen for the past I think 2-3 weeks him just causing turnovers, getting an offside call, causing just a whole bunch of controversy and shit. So we're gonna flip it over to the NFC. You got Detroit going to San Francisco. Giving San Francisco the edge because one, better defense. Two, Jared Goff is ass on the road basically. He turns the ball over when he's on the road. He doesn't play all that great when he's on the road, but we've seen him in this one spot before, and he went to the Super Bowl on a, as Saints fans call it, a fluke, a flag, or whatever you want to call it. But I still give San Francisco this edge on that one. And then we have a repeat in the Super Bowl from 3-4 years ago, I believe. And I believe this time Kyle Shanahan has the quarterback to make throw to win them the Super Bowl. Because Jimmy G obviously overthrew him that pass. And as long as he just hit him anywhere relatively close, that's a touchdown. San Francisco wins the Super Bowl. So that's my thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I was just doing something real quick.
Are you good?
All right.
Oh, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, I had to redo it. Mine was messed up.
Where you at right now?
I'm right here.
Oh.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we go from Jared's playoff tree to Jacob's playoff tree. Okay. And on my playoff tree, I have it sort of similar, but sort of different. Sort of similar, sort of different. Okay. So on my playoff tree, I have the Chiefs ending up at the number 2 seed. I have the Bills actually coming back and taking the division from the Dolphins. And I have the Jags pulling it out only because of the simple fact as Houston's going to fall a little bit, and so will Indy because of the way that their schedule is set up.
Okay.
And CJ Stroud being out. He's hurt. So on the flip side, I got Philly winning out and winning the division. The Lions take the 3 seed, Tampa Bay with the 4 seed, Dallas, Seattle, Green Bay. All right. Now on the AFC side, I don't think CJ Stroud's ready yet to go against the Chiefs.
Fair enough.
I think he will be back by this time, but I think it'll just be a little bit too much for him, especially in Arrowhead. It's a tall task. But I like the Kansas City Chiefs in that one. And then Buffalo, I think Buffalo has Miami's number right now. I think they beat them. I think they sweep them in the regular season and beat them in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? I think Buffalo just has Miami's number right now. The Browns, I think the Jags falter a little bit because of the injuries. I think their defense is too much, and the Browns get an upset win on the road. And on the flip side, I think the Eagles handle business against the Packers at home. The Lions also handle business at home because they play better at home. And Dallas gets it done against the Bucks. The Bucks are a decent team. They're just not as good as Dallas is, even on the road.
So we got Cleveland and Dallas in the same area.
Yeah. In the divisional playoff round, what's it called? I have the AFC side. I got the Browns going against the Ravens. The Ravens are just going to be a little bit too much. We talked about this just a minute ago. I think they're just a little bit better. It's always a dogfight between them, but I think they take that W. And I also have the Bills beating Kansas City in Kansas City and making it to the conference championship. On the flip side, in the NFC, I had the number 1, 2, and 2 seed both win. The San Francisco 49ers already proved what they can do to Dallas. I think the divisional playoff round, getting a playoff win for Dan Campbell is the ceiling for this team right now. Then I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but getting a playoff win is the ceiling. So I think Philadelphia wins this one in a close one, but they're just not quite ready yet. Now, in the conference championship, on the AFC side, I have Lamar Jackson winning and making it to his first Super Bowl ever. I think this is going to be another reason why Stephon Diggs wants out, because they get to another conference championship and fail to get the job done. And I think he's going to want to leave after that. And I think the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl during that time. And then on the flip side, the San Francisco 49ers proved once again why, if they had Brock Purdy in, they would have won that game. We saw what they did to the Eagles, and they rolled them. So I think it'll be the same thing. And then this time it'll be in San Francisco. Big difference. And then in the Super Bowl, I have a Super Bowl rematch. I have San Francisco going up against the Ravens, with San Francisco coming out on top this time. I think San Francisco is the most complete team in this league, and as long as they're healthy, they're going to win every single game for the rest of the year. So that's my take. That's the way I think we'll come back to these when the playoffs actually start and see how close we got to them, to the actual prediction of it. But outside of that, Jared, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. If y'all haven't already, please go check out the Sharp app. It's a really cool place where you can check out like betting and the way people are betting. They post it's almost like a forum on some shit for betting. You go in there, see wins, losses, what's the word I'm looking for here? The normal, or like a good odds, for what you're going for, what's been the hot takes, the hot numbers and stuff like that. It's a really cool game, forum for betting. You can attach it to your favorite sports book. It's really dope. Y'all go check it out. Code is, I always do this because I keep forgetting. Code is on the screen. It's JRAD344, JRAD344. Y'all go check it out. It'll help us out, help them out. It's a win-win.
Yep.
So, but anyway, thank y'all all for coming on, talking, chatting it up. We will be back maybe Tuesday, if not Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's the holidays, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, talking, and as I always say, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff they do, and we'll see y'all next week.